Hi guys, this is the start of my speedrun tutorial for Titanfall 2. I'm just going to go through things really quickly. My whole aim with this series is to be as concise and short as possible. I just want you guys to start speedrunning. So right away I'm going to get into it. Keybinds. You can do a lot of things with your keybinds. Mainly make sure crouch is in a comfortable position for you, because we are going to be hitting crouch for like 80% of the run. If you're not used to left control, I recommend putting it on a mouse button. This is where I have it, and make sure toggle crouch is off. You do not want to toggle crouch. Another big thing for keybinds is you want to make sure you always have access to your nade while you're, no matter what way you're strafing. So you want to be able to have free range of motion while you hold nades, because we do have a lot of nade boost strats. Other than that, make sure your Titan menu is close to your main keys. I keep mine on Q. Some people keep them keep theirs on like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Just find what works for you. There's a lot of things that can like be viable in this game. One thing that I see people toying around with that I kind of wish I did when I started was having jump on right click. Seems interesting. You would just switch right click and ADS, right click in space, jump in ADS. You'd switch them around. The reason why we can't jump with scroll wheel is because this game does not let us find the scroll wheel to jump, and even if you were using like a custom config or anything, it wouldn't work because we have a double jump in this game. So using the scroll wheel would instantly burn your double jump. Let's get in a movement real quick after I show you my keybind. Boop. There you go. There you go. Take a gander. Make sure you're not using toggle crouch, I beg you. Don't even think about it. Alright. This game. You have a sprint. Out of your sprint, you can slide. Out of your sprint, you can jump and hold crouch and start a slide. And from both of those, we're going to start what we mainly use to move in this game, called a slide hop. And slide hop is coupled with an air strafe, and if you know other Source games, you know air strafing. Air strafing is holding one direction on your keyboard and moving your mouse in the same direction. This game runs on modified Source, so that's what we're going to be doing. If you're not too familiar with it, I recommend watching some videos like explaining strafing. For now, this is just introductory material. All I'm going to say is hold one direction, move your mouse that direction. And when you're about to hit the ground, as you're jumping off, you switch, generally. Obviously, there's times when you're going to be staying in the same direction, but to hit lines, you're generally going to be slaloming, snaking, going left, right, so just be aware of like when you need to switch directions. Another thing in this game, our slide timer runs out, or it needs to reset, so I can get a slide right there, but I can't do another one instantly. Gotta wait a little bit. If you're a beginner, I recommend starting most of your slide hops with a jump. That's how you're gonna be going about it. So when you're jumping, you have a jump and a double jump. When we have momentum, it's generally... Okay, so when you're double jumping and you have a lot of speed, you can either double jump with W or with no input. If you're jumping with W, because that's like, it feels right for you, like double jump forward, hold W, then you gotta make sure you're actually going forward. Because if you're holding W if you're holding W and you're not facing the direction you're going, you will go in the way the W was held. Same with, this is why we don't hold A and D while we're double jumping, because you get a side jump and you lose all your momentum. So if you're going straight but you hold left, you go over there. You see what I mean? That's why we want to either do no direction or W, because you just go forward. But if you mess around with like no direction, like you can just kind of move your mouse wherever and you will keep moving in the line that you were moving in. Just keep that in mind. Okay, other than that, strafing, slide hopping, let's talk about wall mechanics. Walls are important in this game. So you have a wall run, which is you just press space to latch onto the wall. In the first few frames of your latching onto the wall animation, you'll see Cooper's left hand go down. And that left hand going down, like that, is the sign of it's basically, it lets you know when you can hit the wall kick. It's the visual cue for the most important tech in this game, called the wall kick. And when I'm talking about frames, I'm really speaking anecdotally. I'm on 144 as you can see, but I'm going to be speaking as if I was on 60 frames. It just makes it universal and easy to talk about frames throughout the community. So within the first 5 frames of latching onto a wall, if you have speed, you can press space, hit jump, and you will go off of the wall with speed. Your angle matters a lot, but you'll get the feel of that. Like if I come into that and I wall kick, I'm not going to do too well. You want to go at shallow angles. Boop. So first few frames. It's kind of hard to tell when you're getting a good wall kick or when you're getting a mediocre wall kick or when you're not getting a wall kick at all. But you'll get a feel for it. You just really got to get better at it. But for now, because you're not too experienced with wall kicks, there are some other things you can also use to gain speed, not just wall kicks. One of them is called an edge boost. You jump off right as you're like running past the edge of a wall. Boop. It gives you a speed boost. The other one is an end boost. End boosting, if you see when you're holding onto a wall, it kind of makes a little noise as it's dropping you down. Boop. That's when you want to let go. So let's show that off. You see how it made that little noise? I got a little speed boost. So let's test it with the speedometer. Normal jumping off a wall. I go from like... Okay, well, let's say I grab on immediately, you know. Go up to like 39. If you hold for the whole end boost, you go up to like 42. You get quite a bit more speed. That's not like exact, and that wasn't the most scientific test, but you get what I'm saying. Only other tidbit is you can't go from the same facing wall twice. Like you see how it like stopped me from grabbing it again. That's why if you need to climb things quick, generally we'll lodge ourselves in a corner and go poop 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 poop. Because your double jump gets reset whenever you hit a wall, but you can't hit a same facing wall. When you have like surfaces like this that are kind of circular, the angle changes so it doesn't really recognize it as a same facing wall, so you can keep going off of them. Just got to make sure you actually like go a bit forward on the circle. And yeah, that's it for general movement. Alright, starting the game, boom, you hit space. I'm not going to talk about lore too much, I'm just going to try and make this bare bones and quick. So right here, we're going to have to look up and down at some sensors, general little tutorial thing. I like going down first and then up. Most people do up first and then down. Just find what works for you. Here, beep a few times and change colors, and you switch to the other one. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And then you spam space. Just get that out of there. So we're about to come up on the beginning of the gauntlet. You're just going to want to slide hop through. And you'll see me get to a wall and wait until Lastimosa gives me a voice line. And I'm just going to chill there because you can't wall run on that wall until the game lets you. So Lastimosa is going to say something, and then after he says it, I'm going to sprint and jump towards the wall and grab onto it. We'll see. Don't worry too much about this when you're slow. You'll get better at it.
To learn new skills, we need to be in the right state of mind.
So you slide hop through. Boop, boop, boop. Just kind of make your way through. Try your best to be fast. If you ever bonk or something, just try and start a slide hop again. So here's the voice line. You run off on second. Second nature. You jump off. So right here, you have to be careful. It's like really dumb and you probably won't run into this for a while, but after you jump off, if you go too quick under this little section where you have to crouch under, the game has like a chance of killing you. So just like be aware that if you died there, it's not some crazy glitch like we know about it. So after you go through there, you're just gonna want to make your way through to there's like a little aim game where you have to shoot all the targets. So just follow my route. That was a little weird. I had to improvise. So we will get our double jump here. Just go over, and you just want to strafe up. Do some wall kicks if you want. Get through there quick. And then you're just gonna double jump up here. Double jump up here, and you're gonna grab the EPG. And then you're gonna do what's called reload skip right here. As the guns are coming down, I'm gonna hold R so I can initiate a reload on my pistol. And then after your pistol starts reloading, you can hit your pickup button, whatever you have it set to. I'm just gonna be saying E because that's what I use. So just get used to that. When I'm picking stuff up or interacting with buttons, I'm hitting E and I'm gonna say E. So hold R. Boom. And then our gun is already loaded. So then you're gonna ADS. and shoot every single target as fast as you can. And here's where stuff becomes a little difficult. So you have infinite health in the Gauntlet because it's a simulation, so you can boost yourself with the EPG and with grenades. So if you're not going to be EPG boosting, just get through there normally, but I will be. So I'm going to be going 1, 2, 3. And that's all it is. If you're not going to do that, just slide up through there normally. Then you get the nade. This is the start of the Gauntlet. For any percent Gauntlet, you don't kill anything, you just go through. You're going to want to start a wall run here and jump off right around where that crosshair is. And you're basically just going to be getting through here with wall kicks and grenade boost. You're going to want to wall kick here, and then here, double jump up there and get through. So I'll show you a few times. They might be bad, but it doesn't really matter. Boop, 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 boop. That was a good nade boost. Missed a wall kick right there. It happens. Boom, boom. So right here, I'm making it through. 90%, you want to go through again, start it, and then end it. When you come in, you have to be careful. When you start the Gauntlet, when you're going too fast, like above 50 kilometers per hour, it has a chance of not starting. So you want to slow yourself down before you come through and start it again, and then you run out. We start it and run out to skip some dialogue, and then he'll give us our voice line, and then we hit X. I'm ready to see what's next. And after you hit X, he's going to give you another voice line and you hit B.
What's next?
Good. You're gonna like this. It's time you learn the other half of being a pilot. The Titan. Let's go call one in.
Boop. Alright, so generally I just went through the Gauntlet extremely fast. Just know you're gonna want to be nade boosting and wall kicking your way through. If you can't do that, try and go between walls. You don't want to do like a million little wall kicks left to right. You want to make sure you're maximizing your movement forward. Just think about it like a racing game, you know? You want to take the closest possible line to the goal. Just make it through. You'll just get better at it with practice. Just do the layout that I said. Pull the nade right when you start running on the wall. Jump off at the crosshair. Start doing some wall kicks. Start pulling some nade boost. You don't have to let go of the nade. You just hold it in your hand until it blows up. And that's all you really need to know. So here, we're going to get... And I'm going to skip forward a little bit. See you guys in a sec. So voice line's coming up. Make sure not to spam this one. After he says go ahead, you can press it. You don't lose time if you press it late because it's on a timer anyways. But if you press it instantaneously, like first few frames that it's available, you have a chance of blowing BT up. So just don't do it. Or FS 1041, my bad. You have a chance of blowing that Titan up. So I'm going to skip forward a little bit. Alright, so get ready to spam space and enter. We're basically just going to spam so we can continue the game on easy. We played through the game on easy because it was fastest, so... When we spam these options right here, it just selects the game on easy for us. If you're not confident in your spamming, then just, I don't know, get better at spamming. So we're gonna do, boop. You get to hit space and enter. I actually might have missed it, but who cares? I'm gonna show you guys BT afterwards. Just some side notes. Yes, this game runs on modified source, but it's a lot different than, say, Half-Life 1. I kind of run Half-Life 1. I know the mechanics, I know the tricks. I've finished runs. I have like an hour time or something. Gold Source is insanely awesome, and you can strafe extremely tightly, and you can do like 90-degree or like hectic pre-strafes. It's not the same in this game. This game, you have to strafe a bit more wide and like calmly, if that makes sense. The actions aren't as sharp, and we're not like switching in the air like very often. You're generally just keeping like one arc, like D, and then you jump A, and then you jump, like, it's kind of like, so this is what, like, I look like when I strafe. It's like, psh, psh, psh. Obviously it is, it's not different, but, like, it's kind of wide, you know what I mean? Speaking about, like, strafing and stuff, most sensitivities are fine. I play at 800 DPI 1.5 in-game. It's, like, relatively low in the speedrun community, but, anything will work as long as you're not extremely, extremely high. So 800 1.5 is where I go. I learned the game on 800 3.0, so just understand that the higher, like if you're on like extremely high DPI and you're only doing like tiny wrist movements, strafing is going to be hard. I recommend going a bit lower and getting a big mouse pad, but that's really it. Do whatever works for you, do whatever you're comfortable with, but know that there are some ways to make the game easier for you. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.